two parts. First part, explain the syllabus. Second part, understand problem solving. Okay, two topics. First, let me explain the syllabus 8.1. Homework assignment. I explain our coursework. Homework assignment, we will have two homework assignments. Okay, each one 12%, so total 24%. So each homework assignments, you will have 25 questions. So let me describe the questions. 25 questions. All right. In 25 questions, the first 10 questions, concept questions. Next 15, computation questions. All right, yeah. Each question 4 points. Yeah, total 100 points. Yeah. And the same 4 points. Some questions very hard, some questions very easy, but same number of points. Yeah. The question types. Yeah, question types. Yeah. The first type, multiple choice. Second type, true or false. The third type, short answers. Fourth type, solutions. Yeah. So each assignment we will have a few relatively hard questions. Relatively hard questions. For those hard questions, you need to write the complete solution, step by step, how to solve. Short answer, you do not need to give me all the details. Yeah. Yeah. But if you see solution, if I ask you answer, that means short answer. If I ask you solution, then you need to provide me full solution, all the details. Yeah. Yeah. Because many students they didn't pay attention. Yeah. When they see solutions, they just give me the final answer. Yeah. Not the the work. Yeah. The work details. Yeah. I need the work details. Okay. Yeah. 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 So that's one thing. Yeah. All right. So two homework assignments, one preparing for the midterm, one for the final. Okay? Yeah. So these two we treat as the big assignment. So then we have many small assignments. Okay? These two, 25 questions, big assignment. So the big assignment, its duration, each assignment, the duration, about 1.5 weeks. 1.5 weeks. Okay. Yeah. Plenty of time. Plenty of time for you. But usually not easy. Yeah. So do not wait to the last minute. Yeah. Because you cannot, if you wait to the last minute, it's very hard to complete it. Yeah. Start as early as possible. Yeah. then you have more time. Yeah. Some questions are very challenging. Yeah. You need a little more time. But most questions not too hard. Yeah, yeah, there are many questions. Yeah, so you really need, the problem solving. So that's why I emphasize problem solving. Yeah. So I would talk about a lot of details related to the problem solving. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Another thing is, because each this big assignment, relatively hard, big assignment, I give you a 1 day grace period. So you have, for this big assignment, harder one. So this is a hard assignment. So you get 1 day grace period. All right, yeah, no penalty. Yeah, 1 day past the deadline, no penalty. Yeah. Yeah. All right. For hard assignment, big assignment. For small assignment, you do not have grace period. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then quizzes. That's the small assignment. Okay. Yeah. So you have total 6 quizzes. And we drop 2 lowest scores. So we use your top 4 scores to calculate your final average. Each one 4%. So it's total 16%. All right. And each quiz, each quiz, 10 questions. Okay, 10 questions. Yeah. 3 types. Yeah. Multiple choice. True and false. True or false. And short answer. All right. No solution type, no computation type. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here I cannot say no computation type because short answer you may need to do some relatively simple computation work. Yeah. Short answer. The reason is I use the Canvas quiz tool to run these 6 quizzes. Canvas quiz. Yeah. So the grading is automatic. So I enter my answers. So after you submit, you can see your grade immediately, automatic. Yeah. So I cannot enter complicated answers. Yeah. Usually the answer is relatively simple. Yeah. Because the grading tool cannot do complex grading, only simple grading. Yeah. Yeah. So for the complex grading, so that's in our homework assignment. Handwritten, homework assignment. On PDF, I posted homework assignments, that's the PDF file. Okay? So you download and you work on it. Okay? Download, work on the PDF file. Yeah. And as for the submission, if you want to turn it in class, that's okay. But as I remember, most students, even for in-person, they submit online. Yeah. Yeah. Last semester, only 1 student turned in class. Yeah. All other students still, they like the online submission. Yeah. Online submission, in the assignment page, you have to, upload your file, so that you can use PDF file or Word file or image file, or take pictures, image file. So try to find which way you feel most comfortable. Okay, so you try to find a way to complete the homework assignments. And each assignment, I give you 3 attempts, 3 submission attempts. Okay, 1, 2, 3. But when I do grading, I use your most recent submission before the deadline. Before the deadline. Because sometimes may not be before the deadline. Some students may have the late submission. I accept a late submission. Okay, I accept a late submission. But there is a line for late submission. You will get a penalty. Penalty points. So after the grace period, then I start counting the penalty. But I accept the late submission. But you cannot delay too long. So only a small number of days, because I will post the answer. When I post the answer, then I won't accept late submission. Okay, so you need to complete it before I post the answer. Okay. All right. So for the quizzes, the duration for the quizzes, greater or equal to 1 week. Mainly check your understanding of our notes. Understanding. Okay? The concept question, mainly concept questions. Probably a small number of computation questions, but relatively simple. So usually I do not give you very hard questions in these quizzes, concept questions. All right. So in this 1 week period, so usually I give you the assignment, I give you, for example, typically, I assign at a Friday night. Then I set a deadline, end of Sunday next week. So you have more than 1 week. Slightly more than 1 week. 2 weekends, slightly more than 1 week. So the quiz questions are designed to check your understanding of our notes. So based on the notes, closely based on the notes. The notes, I use the materials from our textbook, but I digest it. Okay, so not directly extract from textbook. Then I add a lot of my own explanation. So usually you'll see more explanation than the textbook. Okay, the material. So the quiz questions mainly based on our notes, because something you may not be able to find in the textbook, because I add some extra knowledge there. Okay, may not be, but most of the materials comes from textbook. Most materials, main materials come from textbook. I may add some supplementary material. Not much. Supplementary materials. So each quiz, 40 points. And no time limit. Only make sure you submit before the deadline. That's the only requirement. Okay, submit before the deadline. Okay. Yeah. So when you work, when you start the quiz, yeah, so there is a clock counting, yeah, you can ignore it. Yeah. It lasts time, that number, sometimes annoying, but you can hide it. Yeah. Yeah. But we do not use that time, okay? How much time you use, yeah, not important, okay? Yeah. So you can work, you leave there, then you can study, then you work a few more questions. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. But make sure you do not hit the submit button by accident. Yeah. Some students did that. Yeah. Hit the submit button by accident. Yeah. Before we complete it. Yeah. 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 That could happen. Yeah. But when that happens, let me know, so I will send you screenshots of the quiz questions. So you work on the screen, because after you submit, you cannot see, you know. You cannot see the questions, right? Yeah. So I will send you the screenshots. So you use my screenshots to complete it, then send me back your answers. Then I grade it manually, okay? Manually. So then I change your grade. Yeah. I change your grade. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so that's the quizzes. Yeah. Yeah. Any question, just let me know. Yeah. Programming project. We have 2 programming projects. Each one 14%. Yeah. The first one I will assign before the midterm. Second assignment after the midterm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So each assignment you have at least 4 weeks to complete it. At least 4 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. 4 or 5 weeks. Yeah. And to write the programs, usually I accept 3 programming languages. 3 programming languages. The first one, Java. Second one, Python. Third one, C++. So you can choose your favorite programming language. Okay. Yeah. And follow the instructions. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So then, programming projects. Yeah. Programming project. Yeah, because usually I give 2-day grace period, right? Grace period. Without penalty. So after that, yeah, I accept late submission, yeah, but you know, I need to give some penalty. Okay. Yeah. I accept late submission. Yeah. Yeah. But you need to try your best. Okay. Yeah. Then 2 tests. Yeah. All right. So this is a in-person class, but I have another online class. So regarding the test part, slightly different, because those students, they also watch the same video. Here I explain, I use the in-person class to explain. For online students, then they need to adapt to the online format, okay? So because online, we do not have the classroom meeting. So after I post the test questions, then give them the same period of time. They use the same period of time. Okay? But for them, online, for online students, I do not split. So when I post test, all the questions I post at the same time. For you, because for in-person, this one, I need to do things a little different. The reason is, if I ask you to do all the questions in our one session class, 75 minutes, then you may not be able to complete it. So that's why I split two parts. The first part, basic questions, 20 out of 25, so that's the basic questions. Basic questions. Okay? Then you use the 75 minutes in the classroom to complete it. Okay? Then, because that you can complete it in 75 minutes. 20 basic questions. 20 basic questions, first 10 concept questions, second 10 computation questions, or the basic computation questions. Okay? So the basic is 10 concept questions, plus 10 basic computation questions. Right? So then you can make it in 75 minutes. Then the last five relatively hard, challenging questions. Okay? Challenging questions. Then I allow you to do it at home. Okay? I'll give you several days, more time for those 5 challenging questions. You can work at home. Okay? So that's the reason I split. Okay? For online students, I do not split. I just throw out 25 questions. Because for basic questions, you don't need that much time. Okay? For basic questions, you use the classroom 75 minutes, then online students, although you use more time, but the result pretty much the same. When I do grading, the average pretty much the same. Okay? Usually in-person average is slightly higher than online. Because for in-person students, usually you do not miss any lecture, right? Online students, many students, they miss a lot of lectures. They do not watch the videos. That's some problem. Question? No. Not said here, through, all right? So this, all right, let me answer your question. After you finish 20 questions in the classroom, when you go home, I post it immediately online. So you can start working from this March 12th, Wednesday, through. That's the Saturday is the deadline. Between, all these days you can work. Okay? So our classroom, that time, that's the starting time. Okay? That's the starting time of the test. But in classroom, I do not give you those 5 challenging questions. I want you to focus on those 20 basic questions, okay? Yeah. So you do not get distraction. Question? Yeah. Yeah, on paper, yeah, paper, open book, open notes, open book, open notes, and you can use a laptop to access our course material, any course material, okay? Yeah. And you can use your laptop to use calculators, online calculators, even online calculator you can use, okay? Yeah. But you cannot use search engine. Yeah. You cannot find an answer using search engine, and you cannot use any communication software to send messages, receive messages. Yeah. You cannot do those things. Yeah. But you can use calculator, okay? Online, any type of calculator. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that's the. Yeah. All right. So then the final. Okay. Yeah. Finals 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah. Same classroom. Yeah. The time, starting time, same as our regular starting time, but you have 2 hours to complete. Yeah. Yeah. So for the online, for the online, I may do things slightly different. I still split into 2 parts: 20 basic questions, 5 challenging questions, because this time you have more time, right? More than our 75 minutes. This time you have 120 minutes, more time. So this time, although I split basic, challenging questions, but I give you all together in the classroom. All together in the classroom. Because some students, they have time to work on the challenging questions, okay, in those 2 hours. Some good students, yeah, they can make it, okay, yeah, they can make it, yeah. So let them do it. Because all our test questions based on our old questions, not brand new questions. Okay? All test questions based on our 2 homework assignment. That 2 homework assignment questions, those are the new questions. Okay? But for the test questions, I modified the homework questions slightly, so they are not brand new questions. Yeah. So they're, our existing questions, but I make some non-trivial modification. Non-trivial modification. Trivial modification, that means I do not change the structure of the question. I only change the number. That's the trivial modification, right? Yeah, that's too easy. Yeah. But I make a non-trivial modification. That means I may change some conditions. Here a little bit, one condition, I add one or I remove one, change some conditions slightly. Okay? Yeah. But it's non-trivial, because when I change condition, you need to change the solution slightly. Okay? You need to, based on your understanding, you need to change the solution. Yeah, so that's non-trivial. Yeah. So you need to understand the solution. Then you can change. Okay? Yeah. So non-trivial modification. Yeah. Still, you need to do some meaningful work. Yeah. Not just like a copy machine, right? Yeah, because in my homework assignment, I will give you the solution. I will give you the solution. Okay? Detailed solution. Yeah. If I make trivial modification, you just copy my solution, right? Change number. Then you can get easy points. Yeah. Yeah. So usually I do not give trivial modification. That type of questions. Yeah. You need to do something. Meaningful work. Yeah. To earn the points. All right. Yeah, so that's the tests. Yeah. Yeah. Any question? Yeah. Let me know. Yeah. So then, If you can, for most students, they may not be able to complete in 2 hours. Then when you go home, you see the last 5 questions online, Canvas. You download it. You can keep working on those last 5 challenging questions. Yeah. So in the 2 hours, you should focus on the basic questions. Okay. Only when you complete basic questions, then you have more time. Then you work on the challenging questions. Okay. If you do not have more time, then forget about it. Okay. When you get home, then you have plenty of time to work on the challenging 5 questions. Because, so here, think about why I make this arrangement. So I have 2 classes, one in person, one online. I want to make my rules fair to both students, right? If I ask you complete in 2 hours, but online students, they have more days, they have an advantage, right? Yeah. So here, I ask you to do the basic questions, then their advantage is not big. Basic questions, 2 hours. You can do a good job in 2 hours, okay? Yeah. Then, for the 5 challenging questions, then you have same amount of time. So comparing with the online students, so you have same amount of time. Try to be fair for students in these 2 groups. Try to be fair. Yeah, but based on my experience before, our in-person students, the average usually higher, sometimes slightly higher, but sometimes the gap is not small. Sometimes the gap is quite significant. But sometimes, I have some very good online students. Sometimes those good online students, so they can do a very good job. So then the average also pretty high. All right, so let me go to the next slide. Attendance check. So attendance check, I try to make it flexible. So although this is an in-person class, so in order to give you, so my goal is I do not want any student miss any lecture. So I emphasize that point. No student should miss any lecture. So then I provide the convenience to you. All right. So that is our regular classroom attendance. So I check at the beginning of each class. The second one, flexibility. Some students, if they, for some reason, they cannot come to the class, I allow them use Zoom to connect to my lecture. Because here, I use Zoom as the projector. Okay, so I do not use, hard lines to connect. So here I use Zoom to project my screen. Then any student you can connect to the class. Use my Zoom ID, right? Same Zoom ID, no password. I put it on Syllabus. So I can put it here. Okay, Zoom ID, my Zoom ID. Same for the whole semester. No password. Okay. So when we connect, so if you do not feel well, because some students, got a fever, right? COVID, it's possible, or any special things, so you cannot come to the classroom. The first thing you can try, connect to our Zoom lecture. Okay? Yeah. So you can study at home. So that's one way. But another one, video. Yeah. Because some students, they may not be available at this time, okay, due to some reason, right? Yeah. So you can watch, I record a video, so you can watch the video. So I also give the video attendance. After you watch the video, you can claim the attendance. So I will post the discussion board, okay? Yeah. So after each class, I will post a discussion board in Canvas. For you to claim. Attendance. All right? Yeah. So after you watch the video, just let me know. Yeah. Confirm you watch the video, so then I check your name. Okay? So you get a video attendance. Yeah. So this kind of flexibility, I want to make sure nobody missed any lecture. Because that's important. If you miss one lecture, probably there are several questions from that lecture, right? Yeah. Each question 4 points. Think about it. Okay? If there are 3 questions from lecture, so you may lose 12 points. Yeah, that's quite a lot. Yeah. Yeah. All right? So when you study closely based on our notes, that's the closest material. All right? Yeah. Notes. All right. Yeah. Some students, yeah, especially online students, quite some online students, they didn't watch the video, didn't study the materials, but when they answer the questions, they use search engine, ChatGPT, those things. Yeah. The quality very bad. Okay, yeah. So let you know. Yeah. So when I did the grading, so I can see that somebody copied big paragraph. Okay, so that's from the online search. So one simple question, they copy some big paragraph. Okay, yeah. The answer. We don't need that long paragraph. Okay, yeah. Answer a lot of unrelated things. So the quality is very poor in general. Very poor. Yeah. Although, yeah, sometimes helps because they can find some formulas. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, online search, they can find some special formulas. Yeah. So those formulas are correct. Yeah. It helps a little bit, but do not rely on too much. Okay? Do not rely on too much. Yeah. Our notes, our material in the notes, that's the best material to study for this course. Best material, the closest. All the questions, when I design the questions, are based on the notes closely. Okay? Closely. Yeah. All right, so that's the attendance. The last thing, extra credit. Online evaluation, 1% extra credit. So this semester, I will use a discussion board to run. So after you do it, then you claim, okay? You go to that discussion board to claim. So you do not need to send me any, evidence, just a claim. Okay? I trust you. Yeah. So I will post, still similar to our claim your attendance. Okay? But this one, I post a discussion board, and you claim your evaluation, online evaluation. To claim that you complete it. Yeah. That's simple. Okay? Yeah. Because our goal, we target that goal, the whole class. We target 80%. Okay? That's the department goal. Okay? Department goal set this line. Yeah. In Canvas, I can see this percentage. So I can announce, I can tell you. So our current percentage is, this much. So then we try to, pass this line. So then we just claim. I hope everyone does it. All right. Yeah. So, early project submission. Yes, this one I give up to 1% each. Up to. Yeah. So up to means if you submit 1 week ahead of time, 1 week before the deadline. Okay. Before the deadline. Then you get 1% extra credit. This 1% means overall 1%. Okay? Not the project 1%. Okay? Project 1%, that's too little. This 1% is the overall 1%. Okay? When I calculate the final average I use 100. Okay? 100 average points. So that's the 100 plus 1. Okay? If you do it, you get 100 plus 1 extra credit overall. Yes. No. Yeah. But that's 1 week. Yeah. If you, for example, because many students, they submit a few days before the deadline. Okay? Then we take fraction. For example, 3 days before the deadline. Then I give you 3/7 of 1%. 3/7 of 1%. Okay? So that's the meaning I said, up to 1%. Okay? The maximum is 1%. But if you you just submit a few small number of days before the deadline, you still earn small extra credit. I just want to try to be fair. Okay? I make my rules as fair as possible. Okay? Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, 2% total. Yeah, that's quite a lot, right? 2% total, and 1% from the online evaluations, 3%. That's huge, right? Think about it, that's huge. Overall, 3% overall, that's huge. Think about that. Okay.
Another way to stack up is we're not going to present in person, we're going to be sitting in that structure. You prefer it. You know, since you let me know maybe we're going to attend this day, or just free to cycle.
Yeah, free. Do not tell me. Because it's hard for me to keep track of it, right? Think about that. Yeah. Because we set the rule ahead of time. So you just go ahead. Okay? So, you don't need to inform me. You pick, one of the three methods. Yeah. But I like you. I personally, I like to see you in the classroom because we can have good communication, right? I can ask you questions. Yeah. Otherwise, if many students, sit at home, it's hard for me to ask questions. Even I ask questions, there is a barrier, right? Most students, they do not answer. They do not answer. When they sit behind the screen, they do not answer. When I ask a question face to face, then, some of you may like to answer questions. Because we need an interaction in class, right? Yeah. And from the learning quality point of view, the best time to learn is in this classroom, the first time. Yeah. That's the, best one. If after class, use your own time, because you may have a lot of distractions, right? Yeah. When you watch the video, sometimes you have to stop in the middle. You need to do something, Then you come back, you may forget a lot of things, right? So the best learning quality is in this classroom. In class, yeah, because when I teach my materials, I tell you, I describe a whole story. So I want you to follow my whole story, okay? Without interruption. Yeah. Because your logic thinking follow my whole story, okay? Yeah. In that way, you learn, that's the best way you learn. But later, after class, use your own time, then the quality is going down, okay? Learning quality usually going down. Yeah. All right, yeah. So let me see. So I finished the syllabus part. Okay. So if you have more questions, let me know. So let me see how much time I have. Yeah, good. I have 25 minutes, right? Yeah. So 25 minutes. So then we can start our first topic. (8.2) Basic procedure of problem solving. For this class, the most important thing we need to learn how to solve computation problems. Computation problems. Yeah. Real world computation problems. Okay. Yeah. So I will spend a lot of time talking about the basic methods related to the problem solving, the strategies, the techniques, so thinking about the problem solving. So look at our first example, so you will see it. How many basic things we need to do in a typical problem solving question? Yeah. Let's see. Here, I'll give you a standard chessboard. 8x8 standard chessboard. Okay? Yeah. So I ask you a simple question. Yeah. How many squares of different sizes can you find along the grid of the chessboard? Any size. Yeah. All right. So here, for example, is this a square? You have to draw a line along the grid lines. Okay? Yeah. All right? Yeah. How about this one? Right? You can find many different squares with different sizes. The question is, we want to count the total number of squares of any sizes you can find in this chessboard.
How many different sizes of squares you can have?
Total number of squares. Yeah, total number of squares. Yeah, not just the size. Yeah. One size, one. Yeah, one size. We have several. We have many squares for one size. So you need to give me the total number of squares of all the sizes. Yeah. 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 Think about that question. How to solve. Yeah. So we treat it as a simple computation questions. So here we need to follow some thinking logic. Okay? Yeah. So through this example, I want to explain several concepts. Okay? Several, thinking methods. All right. Yeah. First, when we do problem solving, the first step, always we understand this problem. Yeah. So let us spend some time to understand this problem. Okay? Yeah. That step is very important. Yeah. Some students want to access here. Mark Stowell. The problem is if I click submit, admit, then, my PowerPoint slides freezes. Anyway, but that student is not our student, right? Because all 11 students are here. That student, not our student. All right. Understand. So you need to understand the details. Spend some time to understand the details. Here, let me ask you a few questions related to the understanding. So here, what we are doing, we treat it as data processing. So the data given, so this chessboard, the structure, all the information contained in this chessboard, that's our data. Okay? So the given data, we need to do some processing work. So we do data processing work. Okay? All right. So when we do data processing, so anything special, we need to pay attention. So we need to do some work on it. All right. What is the given data? So as I said, so this chessboard, the structure, the lines, horizontal lines, vertical lines, all that information we treat as the data, the given data. All right, so here, specifically, we want our data. So we want to focus on the related information. So the squares in all different sizes, that's our data, right? Related information. Okay, all right. The first question, how to identify all the squares? Identify. Yeah. How do you determine one square? Can you describe it? Any other ideas? Yeah, because this is an understanding step. We try to collect related information in our understanding step. So we need to do a lot of analysis, digest our data, understand our data. So how do you describe one square? One square of any size. Describe it. What properties do you use to describe a square? Yeah, 4 equal sides. Okay, that's one way. So here I ask other students, do you have other different ways? He said 4 equal sides. Now we know, yeah, a square contains 4 equal sides. Okay. But can you tell me what kind of 4 equal sides? Yeah. Because if I say this is one side, another side here, and another side arbitrary equal size, right? So you need to, give some accurate description. Okay? More accurate description. Not random, arbitrary 4 equal sides, right? Yeah. So try to catch the main property. That's important. N by n. N by n size. Okay? Yeah, n by n size. But the question is, for example, how do you determine 3 by 3 size? Here, I just take one of the n by n sizes. Let's say 3 by 3. How do you determine a square of size 3 by 3? From the picture. Measurement of square. Yeah.
So it could be a group of any number of base units, which would be the tiny squares on the globe that are touching and have sides of n by n. Or
Yeah, all right. So your description should be very clear, okay? And the use the information should be very simple. When people hear your description, they can, use your description to identify the square immediately. So that clear. That's our goal. Okay? All right. Here, let me describe. Okay? Let me describe. All right. I mentioned this chessboard is composed of horizontal lines and vertical lines. Can you use horizontal lines and vertical lines to describe a square? Horizontal lines, vertical lines to describe one particular square. Yeah, all right? So let's say in this way. One square is formed by two horizontal lines and two vertical lines, and the distance between two horizontal lines and the two vertical lines is the same. How about that? You have to choose two horizontal lines and two vertical lines. But you need to put a restriction. The distance between two horizontal lines must be the same as the distance between two vertical lines. How about that? In that way, you can describe a square clearly, right? Because the reason I ask you to describe a square, because we need to manipulate our data. If you can clearly describe our data, then you can work on it, right? Yeah. That means you catch the main property. When you work on your data, you need to use that property. Yeah. So here, horizontal line, vertical line, okay? Equal distance between horizontal line and the vertical line. All right? Yeah? All right? So let's move to the next step. Yeah. Horizontal, yeah. Same distance. Yeah. All right. Then we'll go to the next step. So here you can see that's what kind of work we need to do in understanding. A lot of work we need to do. Understanding. The critical step. Next. Move one step forward, but this step, in order to solve any question, let me look at the time I have. I want to make sure, monitor the time, because usually there is a clock. Yeah. So here every time I need to look at my cell phone. All right. Yeah. For every question, in order to solve it, we need to find that critical step. Yeah. So here, we need to get that. So how to manipulate the data efficiently. So now we need to, put our hands on the data. We need to work on it. Yeah. Yeah. All right? Yeah. So here, the question. How many different sizes can you see in this chessboard? How many different sizes? 8. Okay. Do you agree, other students? He said 8 sizes. Here, I'm going to ask you sizes. 8 different sizes. 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, ... 8 by 8. Right? 8 different sizes. That's correct. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So then the next question, critical step. Next question. The total number of squares are spread among those 8 different sizes, right? Yeah. Pretty in a random way. Okay. Yeah. Think about it. So there is one common consideration in the real world problem solving. When you have your data spread in some random way, You need to work on your data, but your data is distributed in many different places in a random way. Can you work on it efficiently? When you work on it, because it's very messy. Your data, very messy. So what's the first thing you want to do on the messy data? Yeah, sort it. Any other ideas? He said sort it. Yes, arrange. Yeah. Any other idea? Yeah. That's the important step. Organize the data. Okay, the keyword. Organize the data. Yeah. Yeah. Sort it, close, arrange, close. Yeah. But we need to organize the data. The next question, how do we organize the data? How do we organize the data? Yeah, by size. Very good answer, right? How many squares of 1 by 1 size? How many squares of 2 by 2 size? How many squares of 3 by 3 size? Can you do that kind of organization? Right? Is it much easier? Yeah. Tell me, how many square of 8 by 8 size? 1. Okay, that's easy, right? Yeah. How many squares of 7 by 7 size? 4. Good. Yeah, so you answer immediately. Okay? All right. If I ask you, how many squares of 3 by 3 sizes? Is it hard? 3 by 3 sizes. 9. 9, that's the, yeah. 3 by 3. Yeah. All right, let's do it because it's not that obvious, right? At least it's not that obvious. Yeah. So I asked for too much. It's not that obvious. So we need to find the rule. There is some rule. We need to find it. Yeah, let's find it. Yeah. So let's arrange our data based on the sizes. Yeah. Here. Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, so, yeah, we carry the size, yeah. Yes, yeah, we will see it, okay? What's your answer? Yeah, let me write down later. Let's compare. I heard you said 5 by 5? What? Power of 5? What's that? Power of 5?
Power of 5, 4 times 4 times 4.
Is it too much? Is it too much? Right? Yeah, that's a huge number, right? All right, yeah. Okay, all right, yeah. So here, the reason we characterize, so we use different categories to organize the data, right? Yeah, here. Each size we use it as a category. Okay? So we put our data, arrange our data in different categories. Yeah. The nice thing about it is the data in the same category, they follow the same property. Okay? Share the same property in the same category. Okay? For example, the data of 3 by 3 size, they have the same property, right? So when we do the counting, yeah, we use the same property to do the counting. Okay? Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So what are the categories, the sizes of square? Yeah. These 8 sizes. So we use these 8 categories to organize our data. The next questions, we want to see how to organize our data in these 8 categories. Okay, yeah, so let's do the, main work here. Okay, yeah, so here I do a chart, okay, do the counting. Squares in various sizes. The first column, the size column. All right, so these 8 sizes, the size column. The second column, the number of squares column. Okay, yeah. So let's do the easy thing first. Easy thing first. Yeah. So here, when I ask you the number of squares, For some of the sizes, answer is easy, right? But for some of the sizes, the answer not that easy. So when we solve a problem, we always start from the easiest things first. So one by one, how many squares of size one by one?
How many is your class?
645.
Oh, okay, mine starts at 6:45, I'm sorry.
Oh, this start, the standard time is 6:55, the starting time. 6:40, yeah, because end of class 6:45. The starting point of the next class 6:55.
It's not that they have a schedule. Thank you, I
Oh,
apologize for
oh,
interrupting.
yeah, it's okay, yeah. Yeah, so let me look at my time. I should have some time, right? Yeah, I have 5 minutes, 5 minutes, all right. At least, let's complete this slide, then we're done, okay? All right, yeah. A by A, that's easy, right? Yeah, all right. 2 by 2, can you see 7 by 7? 2 by 2, yeah. This, for some students, it's hard, 2 by 2. Okay. So here, let me, yeah, 16, all right. So here, one point. Yeah. He said 2 by 2 square, there are 16. There are 16 2 by 2.
There are if they can, if they're not allowed.
Right, yeah. The problem is overlap, okay? When you tell me 16, you did split like this, all right? That's you get a, because this 16 squares, they do not have overlap, but we allow overlap, right? So you can count this, okay? You know, the square with overlap also legal, okay? We don't want to miss. Yeah, 7 each row, 7 by 7. Okay, so to see that, the best way to see that, first let's count horizontally. How many side 2? Side 2. Yeah. Horizontally, how many different line segment with the length 2 units? Okay, horizontally, because that's our horizontal side. 1, all right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Horizontally, there are seven different line segments with length 2, right? Vertically, same thing, right? By symmetry. Vertically, same, 7 by 7. How about that? Okay? Yeah. Then 3 by 3 square. How many? 3 by 3 square. 6. 6 by 6, right? Okay. Then tell me 4 by 4 square. How many? 5 by 5. Okay. Then 5 by 5 square. How many? Number of squares. 4 by 4. 4 by 4. Okay? 6 by 6, 3 by 3, all right? 7 by 7, 2 by 2, 8 by 8, 1 by 1. Can you, yeah, but when we do this, can you observe some rule? There is some rule, right? Observe some rule. Can you, here, let's do summary. Let's do summary. After you compare these 2 columns, our data in these 2 columns, what's your summary? You want to, summarize some special rule here. Can you observe some special rule here? All right. Look at that. If we pick 1 here, 8 here, you add a 1 and 8, you get a 9, right? You pick 2 and 7, the sum of 2 and 7, also 9, right? 3 and 6, the sum is 9, right? 4 and 5, the sum is 9. All the way down, this rule always true, right? It holds everywhere. all rows. It's true, right? Yeah. That's the summary. Observation from our observation. Okay? We observe a rule. So what is the rule we observe from our data? The size number of square, if we use n by n for the size number, yeah, the general case, n by n. The number of square, we use n by n. All right? Then the rule is n plus n equals 9. How about that? That's the rule. Nice rule, right? Yeah. So this rule, there is a special concept we use for this special rule. We call it invariance. Because this quantity never changes. When we go through our data from different category, we jump from category to different categories. This quantity never changes. So this concept we call it invariance concept. Okay? And in problem solving, sometimes if you can discover some invariance property, that's very important. Here, this is our invariance property. Okay? Yeah. Very important. Right? Yeah. All right, so here we introduce this invariance concept. Yeah. All right. All right, let me stop right here. Yeah. Next time, let me show you how to use this invariance property. Okay? Why it is so important. Okay? All right.